I call to order the Township of Aleppo Commissioners meeting of May 17th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Roll call.
President Jones,
Present.
Vice President Williams, not here. Commissioner Darrow,
Present.
Commissioner Richard, also not here yet. Commissioner Haluka,
Present.
Solicitor Stone.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Stone, would you explain the announcement of the recording and remote meeting?
Sure. Well, for most of the past year, and hopefully not for the not too distant future, we've been operating under the guidelines recommended by the governor during the COVID-19 crisis, and specifically the criterion set forth in Act 15, which allows us to utilize in whole or in part an authorized telecommunications system for conducting our public meetings remotely during the COVID crisis. And so we continue to do that. I imagine at some point in the very near future, the governor will be lifting his emergency order and we will be able to resume our in-person meetings.
And Judy, would you like to give your recommendation for how we implement meetings in the future?
I think given that June will be 2 weeks beyond the last person being vaccinated, that we're going to be safe to go in person. Especially given that after our conversation at the workshop meeting, the CDC came out with its guidelines. So.
Thank you. So I think we can assume we'll be meeting in person at the Township building next month's meetings. Do I hear a motion to approve the May 10th workshop meeting minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Chief, police report, please.
All right. Good evening again, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful night. For the month of April, we had a total of 62 calls. 28 of those were EMS assists, 8 traffic citations. We had a littering complaint along Red Mud. Was some garbage on the roadway that was cleaned up. We also had a few fraud calls to deal with always. I bring those up quite regularly. Always be cognizant of who you do business with and who you give your personal information out to. Other than that, it was a relatively quiet month. One other ordinance violation of a dog running at large, and that owner will be cited. And we had a few multiple calls with that, but again, nothing of true concern for the community at large there. Any questions for me?
As always, anything we or the community can do for you?
No, everything's just like everybody's talking about with COVID coming down, everything's getting back to normal, which is a wonderful thing.
Thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you.
Do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance relative to the police protection agreement?
Move that we adopt the ordinance of the Township of Aleppo approving the terms and conditions of a police protection agreement with the Township of Ohio and authorizing execution of the agreement.
Is there a second?
There is.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Welcome again, Chief.
Thank you. That's wonderful news. I'll pass it along to the township. Thank you.
Good. Emergency management.
Just a question, no report. Gwen, are we cleaning the garage after tomorrow? And is there funds to do that?
We did not schedule that. There would be funds available if you felt it was necessary to do it way after the fact, but we did not schedule it, just given that everyone we expect to be wearing masks and the doors will be open and the governor's orders, we didn't schedule it this time.
Yeah, probably not necessary, given I was just curious, given the number of people that are going to be there and what's going on. I might just stop by in the morning and make sure that they're wiping things down, et cetera, because nobody was quite sure how that was going to happen. So I may just swing by in the morning and make sure that they have what they need to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Public Works Supervisors Report.
I don't have a copy of it in front of me, unfortunately, but I wonder
do.
if you had any.
Yeah, Gwen, go ahead, Gwen.
They picked up trash along township roads, removed salt spreaders from trucks, set out the Earth Day signs, pressure washed the backhoe and salt spreaders, cleaned up some large dead trees on Hill Road, got everything ready for Earth Day, participated in Earth Day, and did some research about streetlights and had a roads check meeting with Ben, George, and Gwen.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to authorize the HRG limited road bond study?
Move that we authorize HRG to conduct a limited road bond study examining the conditions of Weber Road, Ferndale Avenue, Weber Road Extension, and Sycamore Road Extension for a fee of $8,995.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Amy, I think you're muted.
Third.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Do I hear a motion regarding the aluminum dump truck bed?
Motion to approve the purchase of a new aluminum dump truck bed from Walsh Truck Equipment for $17,615.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Communications.
I didn't have anything.
I got an email this afternoon about some grass cutting issues on a private property. And so sorry, Amy, I forgot to forward that. I got it this afternoon.
That's okay.
And I will look into that and respond to the resident about it.
Amy, anything else to report?
Nope. It was quiet.
Good. Planning and zoning.
No report. We'll have a planning commission meeting next month.
Tax collector treasurer.
Hello, everybody. You should have received the report for April 2021, which has all the numbers on it. As you can see, we collected about $131,571.85 in taxes. You can see all of the account ending balances as well. So total monies on hand right now is $2,664,858.61. When you subtract out all the pledged and targeted funds, our net operating funds is $1,669,950.47. On the pages 3 and 4 of the report, you can see the comparisons of April 2021 to April of 2020. And then obviously the year-to-date numbers to the budget. So right now we're still doing pretty well. As you can see, the realty transfer tax, we're already over a little bit. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the year. So does anybody have any questions or anything?
I noted that the earned income tax is slightly higher, which is a good sign. And the property tax is significantly lower, but I think that's the timing. It was very late in the month.
Correct.
And Gwen, when is the pilot due?
We received the pilot already.
Oh,
We received
okay.
the pilot in February.
Okay, that's fine. So that's just not shown on.
It just shows up in the PNC checking ending account balance.
Right. Good. Any questions for the treasurer? Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Finance, a motion to approve the April bill list.
Motion to approve April bill list in the amount of $92,942.13 and to ratify the April prepaid bills in the amount of $14,115.11 and to ratify April payroll transfers in the amount of $16,619.48.
Is there a second? Thank you. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Aleppo Township Authority.
No report, but I have a question for Harlan. My recollection is at the last meeting, you were asked to take a further look at the language in the agreement for the new pension plan.
Yes.
And what did you conclude?
So we had a conference call with this Michael Fennell, who is the I don't want to say he's the administrator, but he's actually the person or the company responsible for selling the plan to us. And two board members and Nicole were on that call. He explained the entire plan. He also explained the need for the trustees to disclose certain personal information in order to be trustees for the plan. And they requested that he provide them with some references and some backup. So as far as any review of the language of the plan itself, that hasn't occurred yet, but they're still studying his proposal, and he still is in a position where he needs to provide them with some additional information to support the proposal. The issue, Dan, there, it really comes down to there's a lot of extra administrative work that involves members of the board as trustees in administering this particular plan. But the bottom line is, in order to make the match that the authority board authorized or approved, they need to move into this type of plan, the model, because it's an ERISA plan as opposed to a simple self-directed plan by the employee. So the employee doesn't own the plan anymore. It's really a plan that's owned by the employer, the authority, and administered by the authority for the benefit of the employee. So it's a little more complicated, and I think they're just taking their time to make sure they understand all the ramifications.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Harlan. Anything else from the authority, Dan?
No,
Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority.
No report. Quiet on the Western Front.
Quaker Valley COG.
The Quaker Valley COG has hired a new executive director. Susan is retiring or not retiring, is moving on from this and putting all of her energies into her consulting business. And so they've hired Patrick Connors, and he has formerly worked in Edgeworth and South Strabane Township. So he is coming back to the Quaker Valley area to be the executive director of the COG.
Progress on the garbage contract.
Still working through the committee, but we're getting close to having it sent to the attorney for review before it goes to the pre-bid meetings with potential bidders.
Thank you. Anything else from the COG? Mr. Solicitor,
Yes.
any report?
No, I have no report other than what we've already discussed.
Manager Patterson, any unfinished business?
Do not have any unfinished business other than that. Remember that for anyone who's paying attention, tomorrow is primary election day and the voting will take place in the garage next door to the municipal building. But we'll have our normal sign out front that says vote with a lot of arrows pointing towards the garage. The garage doors will be open. People should be able to figure it out, but they should park over in the township lot.
Any new business? Any citizens participating, Gwen?
Nope. No emails.
So please get out there and vote. And we are adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
Dave, let me know when